is starting. Yay! Hey guys, welcome to Timey's pool party. I know I just sent an invitation over to Kript Six, so he should be here in just a moment. I'm gonna find the chat, which I don't have in front of me at the moment anymore. You know, because that happens. All right. Is my camera working? Can you guys hear me? Can you see me? I don't see me, and I don't know if you can hear me. It says I'm live, but there's no camera. Why not? All right, let's go check that other side. Let me remove the chat and take it with me. Pop out that chat. Go over to that Google Hangout. Wrong spot. Close that. Go over to this Google Hangout. Is that the right spot? There we go. And let's make sure. Hey, Kript, can you hear me? There, I have no camera on. I just turned off my camera. Hey, now I see you. Can you see me? There's no picture of me. What's going on here? Why is my camera not working? I don't know if they can see me in the chat or not. And I feel like it's starting to rain on me. This is going to be fun today. I'm on a roll. I don't know if they can hear me. I can't find where I lost my chat. Found the chat. Yay. Can you okay, they can hear me. Can't see me though, can you? What?
I can't see you.
I do. I think I made a boo-boo with my own camera earlier, and I think I had an issue. I was actually live streaming on Twitch, and I look over at my laptop, and it looked like my cursor was moving. And I'm like, exactly. And then, so I went a little kooky maybe with the, like blocking everything. So I don't know if it's given it permission to, to use the camera. That might be my problem. So give me one moment. Say hello to everybody. Justin Mello is here. I'm not sure who else is here yet. I think it's just us and Justin Mello at the moment. So please say hello. And hey,
Justin Mello.
While I try and sort this out. See,
that's a cool name. Justin's mellow. He's chill.
Right? I can mute my camera, but my camera's not on. So, that's not good. Cameraman. Let's see. Opening cameraman. Where's my camera? Where are my cameras?
Are you using your webcam, or is it like or the one that's in the computer?
I'm using the one that's in my computer. You know what I have to do? I probably have to go over to my Kaspersky and allow it. I don't know why it didn't ask me that though. You know what I mean? Normally it pops up and it says, can it use it? Yeah, well this time I blocked for 3 applications. How accurate? How accurate? Can you guys see me yet?
Still can't see you.
No?
I mean, I can't. I don't know if anybody in the chat can. Maybe. Possibly.
Well, I just allowed access to whoever else I had blocked on last few days. So hopefully this is working out. I may have to leave it and come back in, but it will still be here. If I leave, I can definitely come back in. That happened the other day.
Yeah, so, yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool.
You keep everyone entertained while I'm gone, okay?
I shall chat with everybody till you get back.
Okay. Oh, we have 7 in the chat room that I see. I didn't look at my chat again. Let's see who's here. 7. Hey, Angel.
Angel, how's it going?
Here. And Erica's here.
Erica.
And Justin's here. Woohoo. And I know the pool boy showed up. All right, so let me figure out how to leave here. I don't want to stop the broadcast. I just need to kick myself out. All right, I'll just hit the hang up, leave the call. Okay, I'll be right back.
All right, cool. So hello everybody. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Y'all are wondering what I'm doing. I had like this quick little meeting with a few musicians because we're trying to get some bands in here for some shows for next year. So yeah.
Well, guess what? I can't leave.
Are you serious?
I can't leave because if I leave, it's going to mess everything up. So we just might not be able to see me today. All of that work I put in. I can't even.
This stuff like that always happens when you plan ahead. Like when you plan ahead, you're like everything's gonna go smooth, and it's always something. Always something.
Always something. Always. Yeah, it's all right. You know what? I'm clean now, and my hair looks really pretty. So I'll have to film something today. I know I have to sing a song. I owe at least one song, and I'm doing that. I don't know if you saw the challenge that I put out there.
I did. But that's really cool.
If you're interested, come on, join us. Have some fun with it.
Some singing fun. I don't know. I can play an instrument, but I can't sing.
You keep saying that, but I'm not sure I believe that.
I don't know. I mean, I've had my moments where a few people have told me, hey, if you like that sounded really good, like singing wise, and I'm like, no. They're like, yeah, you just need a little bit of practice or vocal like warm-ups or this or that. But I'm just like, I don't know. I'm a little embarrassed to try.
Aww. Don't be embarrassed. You know what? It's especially if it's in a challenge like this, it's for fun. You know what I mean?
True. It is.
And you don't have to be an expert. Hey, Herman. Hey, Hell Kitten. Hey, Gemma. Yay.
Herman, Gemma, Hell Kitten. Hello, Herman.
Welcome. As you can see, we are talking with Kript Six today.
Yes.
My hair will not move today because you're going to look at a picture of me. Ooh, an unboxing. I'm so excited. Erica's working on an unboxing. Shannon is here. Oh, you know what? I have my top chat on, not my live chat. That would help, wouldn't it? Hey, Simply Shannon. Welcome to the pool.
Hello,
everybody,
Shannon.
Dive in. The water is great today. Very nice today. Actually, I went in the pool yesterday. I did.
Oh, you did? So how's the weather over there where you're at? Is it nice and warm?
Oh, it's nice and warm for sure. It's really cool. It's actually pretty hot. But that's okay. You will never hear me complain about that, But I got in the pool in the hopes that it would not hurt my leg to be in the pool,
Oh, yeah.
It didn't work.
Really?
Yeah, it didn't work. I was in that pool for 5 minutes. I'd moved everything over by the pool so I could work and unbox, Oh, I'm so sorry, Erica. Guess what, Kript?
Huh?
Is your unboxing that she's doing.
Oh, that's right. I hope she likes it. I really, really hope she likes it. I'm so
no
nervous,
doubt.
But I hope she likes
it. You always get so nervous, and everybody loves your stuff. You know that, right?
Yeah. True.
Yeah. True. He's so humble. So, where shall we begin? Do you have a place that you would like to start, or should I throw something out at you?
Just throw something out there. I am down and game and ready.
Okay, well, when did you start? I know you drum, correct?
I play guitar.
Huh?
Guitar?
Oh, you see? Why did I think that you drummed? Never mind. Forget I said that. Moving on. Okay. Okay. First of all, when are you going to give me lessons? Because I just got a guitar.
Oh, snap. What's funny? I never took lessons to learn to play.
Really? See? Now that's cool.
I think when I was like 12, I nagged my mom to get me a guitar. So they got me the little starter thing. But obviously, I didn't know what I was doing. And then they they got me lessons. But when I was getting lessons, I was getting so frustrated because, again, I was young. I was like, I want to learn how to play Alice in Chains. I want to learn how to play Nirvana. And the guy was teaching me how to, do my little, what is it called? Yankee Doodle or
Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Yeah, like your basic little starters, and I would get frustrated, and I'd be like, I don't want to take lessons no more. They're like, why, you need to learn? I was like, no. So then after that, I just literally taught myself how to play.
Well, that's
a lot of it I play by ear. So if I hear a band that I like or a certain riff that I like, I listen to it over and over and over again, and then I pick up the guitar and I try to find the notes where he's at, and then I just kind of go from there.
That's really you. So you play completely by ear.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. That's really cool. I love when people have picked up that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, if you were to tell me, hey, can you play a G7 minor? I'll be like, no, I don't know what that is.
What? But where did that lead you to? I mean, hey, Acoustic Steve-O, welcome to the pool. Where did it lead you to? At 12 years old, you started and you played by ear. So how did you get from there to where you got to? And not everybody knows where you ended up. So we need to let them know that.
True. Well, after that, I stopped playing guitar for, like 10 years. Maybe I like as soon as I hit 13, I had it for a year. I stopped playing for a very, very long time. And I think in my like early 20s, I was just like, you know what? I miss playing guitar. I want to pick it up again. So for my birthday, I got a guitar, I got a small amp, and I re-taught myself. And in doing so, obviously I was older, I was more patient. Yes. So I learned a lot faster. I picked up everything a lot quicker. And then maybe after about 6 months, I was like, you know what? I want to get a band going for fun. The job that I had at the time was really stressful. So I needed a way, an outlet, I guess, a creative outlet. So I got with a band, and then it just progressed from there. It was supposed to be just for fun. Right. But after like 2 to 3 years, it got really serious to where we started getting all this attention, all these, pretty big bands that were big labels started, asking us to open up for them in certain shows. And they'd be like, hey, you opened up here, travel with us to this city and to that city. So kind of progressed from there.
Nice.
So it was fun. I mean, it's not as easy as people think. A lot of people in bands are like, I'm going to get a band going, release an album, and we're going to make it. I'm like,
yeah, it's not how that works.
The music business is very cutthroat. It's very
dirty. Yeah. Very competitive.
So competitive.
How many times have... Go ahead.
No, someone's always out there. What I learned from the music business is they say they're your friends, but they're not. And the minute you drop your guard is when they'll kind of like stab you in the back.
Oh, that's not a very good lesson.
No, it's not. And again, my first year in actually the music business, I didn't know anything. I didn't know anybody. So I would handle all the business side. And
uh-oh. Did you freeze? You froze.
I froze in my back. Is it better?
You're back. It's better. Okay. Sorry. I'm like, oh no, he can't freeze. Nobody can see me. And I have it stuck on you, so they just see you right now. Because I'm like, it's just my pictures. Why go back and forth,
Oh, cool. Yeah, so I mean, that's where the music got me. It got me, we did pretty well. My band, we were on a, label, entertainment.
We lost you for a second. That's awesome. We missed that last piece. You were on what entertainment?
Oh, Pavement Entertainment. That was the name of the label.
Okay.
Which is cool because a lot of the bands that are on there are bands that I, still listen to till this day. So, I mean, I was very excited. Everybody was excited. We did a lot of cool things, experienced a lot of cool things. So, I mean, it happened. I mean, the best advice I can give musicians or anybody is don't let people tell you how to live your life. You know, you live it how you want to live it, and you do what you want to do. Because I've always had people tell me that's stupid, wasting your time, idiot, yada yada yada. You know, you name it, I've heard it. And I said, F them. You know, I'm not gonna listen to you. I'm gonna keep
Heavy
doing
metal.
me. And if I make it, or we get to a certain extent, at least I tried. You know, at least we did it.
Yeah.
And you know, I'll never. You know, because what I was afraid of is, you know, 20 years from now, me being like, wow, I should have taken the chance to see how far my band can go.
Yes.
Because, you know, I didn't want to live with that. So I was like, you know what, if I do it and we bomb, hey, at least I tried it. You know, not too many people have the balls to actually do something like that.
Absolutely. Heavy metal, by the way, he's at work right now. He's stopping in to say hello, and he said to have a good day. He said, hope little Kript is good, Kript.
He's good. He's good.
It's crazy. You know, I agree with you 100%. I think that, like, I've, as you know, I learn lessons the hard way. I do. I learn lessons the hard way most of the time. I mean, look at me right now. I can't stand. I can't stand because I did not listen to my body again. And I am stuck sitting down. Now, if you could see me, you would see that I am in a lounge chair by the pool, but I'm still stuck sitting down. You know? It's not that hard of a life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, last week, Wednesday and Thursday, I literally was doing nothing but crying and screaming for 24 hours. It was horrible. The pain was just horrific. And I couldn't sit. I couldn't stand. I couldn't do anything. And then I slowly have been able to walk like a duck. I stood almost upright today. I'm like, oh, look at me. I'm so proud of myself. But I know that I did my project 365, which I was shocked I made it through that as well as I did, you know. And then I said, okay, now I'm going to slow down, right? I'm going 3 days a week. I'm going to sing, okay? And then over the weekend, I'll do a week in review. And then I'll just throw in my unboxings or whatever in between. Sounds easy, right?
I noticed you've been going. You're moving.
Yeah, you know? I haven't stopped. I haven't. I've added other things in. I'm in the B-roll right now. And this is my second B-roll, so it was a little easier. You know, the first one I was so disappointed because I did it in a 360 video. But I didn't realize that when you do it in a 360 video, it can't be edited into other footage or you lose the 360 part of it. So it looked horrible.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
I had taken some very boring footage and I turned it into something gorgeous and you couldn't see it. And I'm like, oh no, all they're seeing is this boring footage. I'm never going to get anywhere with this. And this month it's Halloween and I'm in the finals, but that's how we roll right now. You can vote until Sunday. And I've been pushing though. I know I have been, you know, I haven't stopped. And I haven't slowed down and I've just picked up other things. And then I'm like, okay, now I'm in my chair, right? So I can't move. And Red Dead Redemption's coming soon. Uh-oh, you shut off your camera. You can't do that. I'm back. Have me, you know, you're the only picture we have. But Red Dead Redemption's coming out soon and I can't not play that. You know what I'm saying? And then the other one is I'm trying to think. Come on, brain work. Oh, I'm playing Tomb Raider right now. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just stream it on Twitch since I'm sitting down playing anyway. You know what I mean? What difference does it make? I'm playing.
True.
So I'm still doing something. Oh, thank you, this old stoner. I saw your comment there. Did I scare you? I made it scary this time. I really did. I upped that ante. I was like, I had some footage and it was like a little spooky. And I'm like, this is not good enough. I got to up it. And I went for it. I think I scared some people and I'm glad.
No, it's good to scare people.
And Halloween it is. I know you like scary stuff.
Yes,
you made it to your spot. Look at you.
Yes, I am finally home. It's because I had a last minute meeting and I was trying to rush through. I was like, dude, come on. We weren't supposed to have anything today. I need to go home. got something important to do.
Aw, thank you.
But yes, I made it home.
Now I know that you were, you're on the road and you were opening, and it's really great that the bands approached you, because how often does that really happen? I mean,
yeah, it's
realistically, rare. people go and they're like, "Can I open for you?" Not, "Can you open for me?" So you guys were really good. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, I miss it though, because now that I have the music venue, it's my own business, so I have to be there a little more, and yada yada. But I'm hopefully by February, March, I should be able to get back into music. I do miss it. I really do miss it. So that's what I'm kind of shooting for.
That's cool. So the music venue that you have now, how long have you had this, and what is it?
Not long. We've only been open maybe 3 months. It's very, very new. It's just a music venue. It's like a bar / music venue, because that's something that we were lacking here. All we have is the arena. There's really no in between. So myself and a friend were like, well, why don't we become the in between? You know what I mean? Why don't we house these musicians that don't want to play at the arena, but we can have a good 400 to 500 capacity room. And I was like, you know what, dude? I was like, screw it, let's do it. So we did.
Nice.
Took a chance, took a gamble, but so far it's doing really well. It's doing well.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey, Undead Otter, welcome to the pool. I'm so sorry that all you can see it. Oh, sorry, wait here. All you can see it is in the picture here. We're going to let it go back and forth now again. I'm going to try to figure that out a little. There we go. But, my camera is not working properly right now because I had an issue earlier that it seemed like somebody was trying to hack into my computer.
Oh, no.
Shut everything down on it. In the middle of my Twitch stream, I'm like, okay, guys, I'm sorry. I have to deal with this. Hold on, please. And put the game on hold. Of course, everybody that was there left the room at that point because I had lurkers. Nobody was like hanging out and talking. They were just watching me play. And then I stopped playing. And what are they going to do? They left,
True.
But they came back, which was good.
That is good.
Well, thank you for stopping in, Undead. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's not bad, but I don't know. I wondered afterwards. I'm like, maybe I just had something on my laptop that was like hitting the pad and I didn't realize it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It just maybe it wasn't actually somebody trying to hack. So it wasn't moving a lot, but it was moving and it freaked. Or it was a ghost, maybe. Who knows? Time. Yeah, but, I rebooted it and I ran my virus scan and everything was clear. So we're back. Hi, Hex Rex. Welcome.
Hello, everybody.
You are new to the stream, I believe. So welcome to the pool. I look at it this way. If you have a dream and you okay, my life, I've always sung. And in the back of my mind, there was always the dream of, singing for people at some point. But I had stage fright horrifically, I didn't when I was younger, but when I got into the choir when I was 12 years old. And at that point, I sang loud, I was a loud singer, And I can't imagine you thinking that, but I was. Yeah. But when you're in a choir, you're supposed to blend. You're not supposed to sing over anybody else. And my whole life I sort of been told, quiet down, because I've always talked a lot and I've always, been loud. So I got quieter and I got shyer and I got nervous and like, maybe I can't really sing as well as I think I might be able to sing or what. And I couldn't, I know that back then especially, but it didn't matter because I was enjoying it. You know what I mean? And, it wasn't until, and then I had kids and I was raising kids, and my ex-husband tried well, I'll take the kids and you can go on the road and pursue your musical career. And I'm like, no, that's not happening. That's just not happening, dude. And you know it. That's why you said you take the kids because you knew I'd be back. And then you think I'm going to get back with you. That's funny. That sort of thing. But let's see. This whole stoner says, I imagine if I don't manage to do all the things I've imagined doing, at least I imagine doing them because that alone was awesome. Well, that's pretty true too.
That is, yep.
But I see it this way too. I was scared and I was really scared. And I had a friend literally get me drunk and push me up on stage for karaoke.
Mm.
And that's how I started singing in front of people. And she got me addicted to it, you know?
It is an addiction. Like that rush, man, it's yeah, you crave it so much. Like you're like, oh my God, that was awesome. I want to do it again. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Yep.
And especially when people are enjoying it. You know what I mean? Like if you get up there and people are not enjoying it, you can tell. And it's like, okay, I'm not going to do that song again. Yeah. I'll try a different song. I won't do that one again. But when they're enjoying it and when you're getting validation, things like I was in a contest and I'm sorry, I know I'd love to look at you right now and look face to face and see you, you know, you seeing me, and I apologize. I hate the fact that my camera's not, you know, behaving.
Oh, it's all good.
But I was in a karaoke contest, and one of the I'm trying to remember what her name was. Hang on. It's on the tip of my tongue, and if I chase it, I'll lose it, and I know it. She's an older singer from oh, come on. The Michael Jackson, like that sort of
that era.
Right, the older generation of that Motown. She was Motown, okay? So we had a star among us who just happened to live in the area, and she was a vote, you know, one of the judges. And then there were just some local people that were judging. And it was just a local karaoke show. It wasn't a big deal, but I was like, I got so nervous beforehand. And then there was this family that they were huge, like they were so serious karaoke. It was crazy. They took it like serious. And I was like, you're making it more than it needs to be, and there's too much stress there. You know, like I come to karaoke because it's my therapy. I come out and I sing if I'm happy, and if I sing I'm sad. I sing if I'm angry. You know, like I get it out and I feel better if I need to, or if I don't, I can celebrate how good I'm feeling with everybody. Well, this one girl, she sang Purple Rain, and every time she sang it, she brought tears to my eyes. And she got up and she sang Purple Rain, and I went, I am never going to win this contest. Forget it. And I went and I changed the song because I was going to sing a song that was going to be like a brand new song I'd never sung before, sort of thing, which is a stupid thing to do if you're in a contest. But I didn't know any better. And I changed it to the song You're No Good.
Oh, nice.
And there was a guy in the audience who had been a real not nice person to me. But I wasn't going to sing it directly to him because he didn't deserve that honor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I sang it to a friend of mine, but we all knew who I really was singing it to. And I made it into a joke, and I chased him around the audience with my microphone. Cut it out. Sorry. And I sang it, and he sort of ran from me, and I kept pointing at him and chasing him, and it was a lot of fun. I came in second. I beat Purple Rain.
Wow. That's awesome. That is awesome. Hello?
I think you froze. Oh, you're back. You're back.
Okay. Cool.
So I mean, I had a lot of fun with it, and I came in second place, and I won this big tube that was like shaped like a.
Is that me?
So my kids got a fee out of it. I was like, that works for me, you know, and it was validation too, you know, and when you have that unsolicited sort of validation, because I didn't think I was going to win, and I didn't expect to, and I was just having fun, you know, it encourages you to continue in a way. Yeah.
Oh yeah, most definitely, it does. It's a good boost for sure.
I had my kids. There are regrets in your life. There's always going to be some, but if you can minimize those by going after your dreams in whatever way you can, you know, I don't expect to be getting on a stage ever. You know, I don't leave my house, but YouTube is my stage.
Yeah.
And it's a bigger stage than I could ever have anywhere else.
Very true. Know?
And I have a lot of fun with it. And there are a lot of people that enjoy it.
Did it freeze?
You're behind the scenes with your music somewhat. You know what I mean? Your channel's not may not necessarily know that they are musicians, and then talking to them, because I think music ties us all together. in a lot of different ways, you know?
Yep, I agree.
And when I run out of people like you, I will be going on to people whose channels are about music, by the way, because I know there's lots of them around.
Yeah,
including lots that are in the chat.
True. And I think I don't really put too much of my music. I know a few people have asked, like, oh, do you have any, like, you know, the music videos of your band or whatever? And I'm like, I do, but I don't know if, you know, I'm still kind of, and they've asked me, you should put it up on your channel so we can check it out. I'm like, maybe. Still thinking about it.
You like the direction your channel's taking.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love music. You know, there's a few earlier videos, you know, where I play guitar a little bit randomly. I'm thinking maybe just every now and then I'll do that, just randomly, just me sit down, you know, plug in all my pedals and just kind of just see what happens. Because I really, the way I play is I don't like to play guitar unless
you feel it.
Yes. Like right now I don't really feel it. So if I were to pick it up and play, to me it would be very stale and boring. But I like to play if I feel a certain way. So, like, you know, kind of like you said, if I'm angry, if I'm depressed, if I'm sad, excited about something, or sometimes I just have this feeling like, oh no, I need to get my guitar. I need to get it, and boom, I get it, and then you know, if I can feel it, you know, if I can feel what I'm playing, I'm like, okay, this is good. If I'm just kind of playing, that sounds cool, but I'm just kind of like, then I just trash it. You know, I don't even play it again.
You can tell, you know, you can. I think people listening can tell. And hi, Stephanie. Thank you so much. Stephanie Cardinal is here. She congratulated me on my 1K.
That is awesome. 1K.
Yeah, I made 1K club. Yay. Now I have a very long way to make the minutes. But you know what popped up? It popped up. It gave me the opportunity for Super Chat.
Really?
I was just now, before we came on, I'm like, Super Chat? Do I get that at 1K? I didn't know that.
I don't know. I thought.
Hey, Red Kryptonite. I thought I had to have the minutes too.
That is.
I was surprised. It's very good to see you, Red. I've missed you, by the way. My dogs are stupid, so just ignore them. They're barking at the neighbor child that's outside, and she likes to scream a lot. She's young and she screams when she's playing, so the dogs like to bark at her because she screams. My good Lord, you get used to it already. So yeah. So at this point now, you're looking at doing. You have your hey, instant replay. Replay. I always get that wrong. I'm sorry. Instant replay's here too. I do have your computer open by any chance?
No, I do not.
Oh, okay. It's okay. I was just wondering if you could see the chat. I wanted to keep letting you know who was here if you didn't know.
Cool. Yeah, no, I think everybody here, except for the few, like Erica and a few others that I know, the rest are all new to me. So hello, everybody.
Well, this is Kript Six, by the way. He is awesome. Absolutely awesome. I have known him for a while. Once I got out of my initial 22, he was like number 24, 25. Who became one of my wild ones. You're one of my early wild ones, Kript.
That's true. Man, yeah, that's so true.
It is.
That is so true. Wow.
You met me when I first came into learning what the community, that there was a community here.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
very true.
For 9 months, I had 22 wild ones. It was mostly family. And those poor people stuck with me when I sounded really bad in the beginning. Hi, Diana. Yeah, welcome to the pool. It's been a journey. It's been a journey, and singing for a year every single day. First of all, I had surgery in my throat during that time when I wasn't singing, so I had no idea what my voice would do. Now I know a little bit more about what my voice is going to do and how to bring it to where I want it to go a little bit more, and Plus, I've learned how to edit because thanks to the worldwide collab, holy cow, that was a roller coaster of a ride.
I can imagine.
I never, I did my music. I did on Smule. I bring it on. I put an intro and an outro on, and that's it. It's done. There's no editing really in the middle at all. It's just, that's it. And I thought I had to do a 30-second clip and give it to them, and then they were going to put it with their stuff and use it for theirs. I had no idea that I had to incorporate everybody's 30-second clips for 12 people
Wow.
into a video and present it within 24 hours.
Wow. That I
I
can
had a
imagine.
crash course on how to edit.
Wow. I'm sure you did, man. That sounds like 12 other people's clips incorporating it into yours. Wow.
Yes.
I mean,
In
I get
24
frustrated
hours.
with my own. I can imagine you getting everybody else's and like,
Oh my God. And on top of it, I didn't realize that I had to do this until I only had 12 hours left.
no way.
So I did it in 12 hours. I fell asleep putting my transitions in, literally with my head on the laptop. I was out cold. And I woke up and I'm like, oh my God, I'm late. And they're like, no, you have like an hour and a half left. I'm like, I just uploaded it without looking at it. And then I had loaded it later than I was supposed to. And I was missing from some people's because I had uploaded it later. But we won tickets to Vid Summit, virtual tickets to Vid Summit.
Yes, I remember that. That was really cool that you guys won. That's
If
awesome.
I had gotten tickets to Vid Summit, you know, I would have made sure you would have come to see me, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's looking at next year, and I'm like, well, I don't know. I think I need to take it easy. Kript, I have missed you very much. Both Kripts. There's two Kripts here. There's Kript Six and Red Kryptonite.
Yes, I know, because I've been confused with Red Kryptonite in a few other live streams. Yes, because I would pop in and they'd be like, no, I think he rated Gator, actually. This was a couple of weeks ago, I think.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, and Gator was like, oh, Kript Six is rating me. That's awesome. Wait, is he live? I'm like, no, it's not me. Dude, I'm here. Like, it's not me. So it's happened in a few other live streams. They're like, oh, hey, Crypto, like, what are you playing or what?
Do you know each other?
No.
Oh, well, Red is here now. And he's pretty awesome. He really is. He puts together, how do you describe it, Red? Tell me how to describe it, because my words aren't going to work for me right now. I'm missing what they're talking about. I have no idea what they were talking. Got lost in there somewhere, but it's okay. Shannon's excited to win something. What are you winning, Shannon? What are you involved in, young lady, that I don't know about? And what did you do last night, Red Kript? I have no idea what's going on. You see, I get lost.
Oh, wait. Is he the one that, because I know yesterday on Twitter I saw from somebody that he was shaving his eyebrows.
Did you shave your eyebrows, Red Kript?
If he reached a certain amount of, like, donations or something, I think. I'm not sure.
My God.
I know I saw that on Twitter yesterday. I know a few people tweeted it out.
How am I missing these things? I miss everything.
I think it's him. I think that probably is.
Well, they'll catch up to where we're at, because I know there's always a delay. So when they get to where we're at, they'll answer. I know they will. They won't ignore us, right? So, okay. So you've done the music thing, and now you have the venue, and I know you have the art, which is amazing. Let's touch on that real quick so that everybody does. Yeah, that's him. Did you shave your eyebrows? Wow. I had no idea. I am assuming you were raising money. Okay, I don't know. Paxa Phasmosa Steen Oi. I think the Oi was not part of that. But welcome to the pool, Paxa.
Hello.
I had no idea you were shaving your eyebrows. I'm so sorry I missed that. Honestly, with everything I've been dumping on myself to do, I've been exhausted by the time I'm done.
Yeah.
And I try and get around and see a few channels, and then I go on and I play video games. And if you're on late with me on Twitch, please be warned. I have been known to fall asleep while streaming. It happens. I'm sorry. I don't snore, but I do breathe into the mic. So if somebody's into that, what is that? ASMR?
Yeah.
That's where you can find that. I do that too, apparently. And then I edit it. So, you know. Oh, that's right. Very nice. I was in there for the first one. It's with Ghost Mafia, JoJo Walker, Unplugged, and Lunatic Dad, and Brian's Paranormal, and the rest of Nations 13. He shaved his whole face. Wow. Get
Oh, dang.
out. Oh my God.
That
Well,
is...
do you have a baby face now? Well, what he does is he takes music and he I'm trying to think of how you describe it. I know he like raps and he puts music together that way, you know, and he lays down some beats. How's that? That sounds right.
Cool.
Yeah. And he's really good. He's really good. Oh, I got you. That what they're doing is like a 50-50. So you give you donate $2. It was on the first one that I was there, and everybody, and each time you get an entry into the pot, and then they split it up. So Shannon won last night. Congratulations, honey. Very nice.
Awesome, Shannon. Awesome.
Was an amazing pot too.
That's
well,
cool.
I would have just been depressed because I have no money to put in the pot. I'll come back when I get paid again. So what are your plans for the future?
Oh man, the future. Oof.
What are your next dreams? Oh, wait, before we go there, tell everybody about your artwork because we didn't talk about that. We'll touch on that real quick and then you can tell me your future plans.
Well, yeah, I mean, the painting, it's still very new to me. I've only been painting, I think it's going to be a year.
Wow.
Only. And I came across painting by accident. You know, my girlfriend left a few boxes here, so I went through one, you know, just being nosy, I guess you could say. I was like, what does she have in there? I was kind of going through her stuff, and well, she went to the art institute, you know, so she had a lot of, you know, her stuff from class, you know, a bunch of brushes, some paints.
Nice.
She had a few canvases in there, and I was like, oh, cool. And I was just kind of messing with it. And I was like, what do I want to paint? I was like, oh, I want to paint, you know, this. I think it was one of the first paintings I did was Pennywise, you know, from the movie It, the original. And again, I didn't know what I was doing, so I just kind of was doing it. I was like, hey, that looks not bad. And she was like, yeah, that's not bad for your first time, but you need to work on this, the shading, the detailing, you know. So
good. She was able to give you tips then.
Yeah, she gave me tips. And at first she was kind of like, you never went to school for art? I'm like, no. She's like, I hate you. I'm like, why? She was like, so I had to learn how to do this. I'm like, well, it came natural to me. You know? And then it just
like the guitar playing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just another, I guess, a little hidden talent that I didn't know I had. And again, I just picked up on it just because, you know, I have a lot of anxiety and depression and things of that nature. So at that time, it was actually a little more active, you know, within those things that I was feeling. So I was trying to find something to do. And I would write a lot of things down. Like I have binders, Timey, of like thick binders of poetry that I did. Since, man, it's been like maybe 8-9 years. So I have, you know, binders full of just things that I wrote, you know, that I've never shared with anybody. And I kind of got tired of doing that. So when I saw the art, I was like, let me see what I can do. And then, you know, just kind of progress from there. And, you know, I paint a lot of horror related things. That's what
everything that you guys see behind him, he has painted himself.
Yeah, all this stuff.
It is amazing.
All this stuff.
I'm sorry. It's MerMazing. And it's fantastic.
Yes. I mean, I like it. Again, I know it's very different than what people are used to.
It's really it's interesting too, you know. It's very interesting. You can look at it and you see where you've taken it and you've made it your own. And that's, you know, that's the thing. Have you ever thought of using anything that's in your binder and turning it into music?
I have actually. There are a few songs that I incorporated with my band. What is it called? Oh my God, I can't remember. There's a song called Evil, Pure and Simple.
Okay.
That we were released on our second album that were, you know, things that I was feeling at the time, you know, with who am I? You know, what am I here for? What am I going to do? Am I ever going to amount to anything? Kind of a thing, you know. So there are a few that I have incorporated, you know, to my music, or a few poems that I've written that I've used as choruses, or, you know, things like that into the music. So yeah, I mean, I've done it a couple of times, not much, but I'm hoping once I get back to it that I'm going to incorporate more of that into the music, you know, to kind of see what happens.
Well, it's personal, you know, and when it's personal, it makes it sometimes it's a little easier too, because like you were saying, if you feel it, it's easier to play, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And I know, well, I mean, I posted, because what I also wanted to do with the channel, I was like, you know what, it'd be kind of a cool place also to display my poetry. So I did just one video. I think it was like 40 seconds or something. It was one of my earlier videos where I put a short poem together that I wrote back, you know, years ago. But then when I saw it and read it, I was kind of like, maybe I shouldn't have uploaded that video. Maybe I should take it down. You know, I don't know. I just kind of got like, I don't know if I should expose myself, you know, like that or whatever. So I just kind of like, you know what? I just left the video up, but I haven't done any more. And I had like maybe 3 or 4 others planned to do like that.
How was the reaction to it? Hey, cut it out. Get over.
I know.
I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. I know the few people that commented on it again, because that was my one earlier video. They were like, "Hey, that's, you know, I feel you. It's really deep. It's moving. It's great."
Okay.
So I mean, it was positive, you know, the feedback that I got from it, but I just still wasn't sure if, okay, should I? Because again, a lot of the things that
you have to be brave to do something like that. You really,
yeah. I mean, because they're not happy things. That's what I kind of tell a lot of people that come into my channel that are new. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I have cool stuff that I do with my son, my artwork, you know, the live streams where I paint and stuff, you know, through the earlier stuff that I did, but a lot of the in-betweens, it's all dark. There's, yes, I do speak a lot about positivity, but a lot of it too is a lot of the dark or not so great things that happened that led to a positive outcome. So I kind of tell people like, hey, you know, my channel is very different. You know, it's different.
It is different, but you know what? Sometimes I think this, I look at it this way. I spent 9 years with somebody who I never said a word about what was going on in our home. And I was always ashamed of myself. And when I left him, ever since the time, because everything had to be a secret, you know, if I let it out, I got beat the crap out of. So of course it was a secret, you know. But when I left him, there was a freedom to it, in that I am going to speak up, and I don't care who knows, because I need to know that I'm not ashamed of what I went through. I need to be strong enough to speak up so that maybe somebody else can get out of a situation. They know that there is hope, that you can get out. And I'm not saying it was easy, but I mean, I was homeless with 3 kids. They were fed. I was not. And I was still happier than in the entire 9 years that I spent with that man. Now, what does that say about those 9 years? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And looking back now, everything, even now with how I'm feeling, I mean, I put a video out last week, the day that all of this happened, where my leg suddenly, you know, because it was progressive over the course of a month, but it was sudden that the pain was like it was, and I couldn't walk. And that I watched it back because I was thinking of putting some of it in my week in review. And when I watched it back, I went, no, I'm not going to put this in there, because I want people to watch. I watched myself come from being so upset about having to say, I can't sing. To saying, I'm not giving up singing. It will not happen. And it was all in the course of a 6-minute video. You know what I mean? And I was inspired by myself, watching myself do it. I'm like, no, if you want to see this, you got to go watch it. You know, because I watched myself sit there and go, this is just too hard. I cannot go back there. I won't go back there. Forget it. I don't care. I'll sing it. If I have to sing sitting down, I'll sing sitting down. I will not go back there. I won't go back to being bedridden and not being able to sing. I won't do it. It's not going to happen. You know, and if it means that I have to rest my leg until I feel well enough to be able to stand again, that's fine. But when I'm well enough to stand again, I'm not going to forget right now. You know, I'm going to remember right now, so I don't do this to myself again, because I did this to myself. I overdid it. And my disease is not gone. It's just being treated well. You know, there's a difference. And sometimes you forget that. You feel well enough to think you can just keep going, and no, I can't. I need to remember that, you know. And it was a reminder, but that doesn't mean my life is over by any means. It doesn't mean I have to stop doing what I'm doing, and I'm not going to, you know. But I think it's important. If I found that if you're ashamed of what you're doing, maybe you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. If it has to be a secret, maybe it's not the right thing, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So I try really hard not to keep secrets, you know? If it's somebody else's secret, that's, of course I'll keep that. But if it's my secret, I don't have any secrets, you know? I don't have secrets about myself now. I'm an open book for the most part. I mean, there's a couple of things obviously that are private, but
Yeah.
you know, that's different than being a secret, something being private, being a secret. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
no, yeah, most definitely.
I agree with you. I think that, like I said earlier, you got to go for what you can, you know, find a way. If you just find a way, it may not even be what you think it's going to be. Like I couldn't sing before, but I could take pictures. So I did that. You know what I mean? You find a way to bring some joy into your life because you have to, you know,
I agree.
Dark moments are there in everybody's life. And I don't think by hiding them all the time and pretending everything's honky-dory, you're not being genuine with anybody, including yourself.
Exactly. Yeah, and you know what? That's what I changed, because also I was married for so long. I was married for like 10 years, but a lot of the good things that started happened when I got divorced, you know, because my ex-wife at the time, you know, she wasn't supportive of anything I did. You know, everything I did was wrong or stupid, or, you know, are you pursuing this and that, or why are you taking risks on this and that? I'm like, well, I'm taking these risks because if they work out, it's going to benefit us.
All of us. Yeah.
And now, obviously, she's super pissed off. She doesn't even talk to me because she knows now everything that I've done.
Right.
You know, when we got divorced, and I was like, and everything. Yeah, and my work ethic is very strong, and I'm not a type. I mean, if I fail, at least I tried. But failure's not in my mind. You know, I'm gonna succeed no matter what. You know, I'm gonna do what I can to make sure I succeed. And that she saw that, now she's pissed off. But I remember when I had a conversation where I told her, I was like, if you would have just, you know, I guess had my back, you know, and encouraged a little more,
yeah,
things would have been different. But I noticed too that a lot of the things that I do now, I tend to like second guess myself because of what I was used to for those 10 years. You know, like, oh no, I shouldn't put that out because it's not good enough. And I'm like, wait, why am I doing that?
Yeah.
No, I need to stop that. So that's where I'm still kind of like, I'm still fighting with myself on those little things to kind of not have that mentality anymore.
It's not easy. It's not. I know when I left my ex, it was that voice that when I left him, I didn't leave him a whole person. I left him broken into a million freaking pieces. And I thought by leaving him, I thought I was the cause of it still. I thought it was me that brought it out in him because he told me that for so long that I believed him. You know, and I'm like, I'm going to leave him and he's going to suddenly become this different person. And my kids are going to be fine with him because he's not I won't be there to cause him to do this. Not true. But, you know, at the time, that's where I was.
Yeah,
it took a lot of counseling. It took a lot of counseling. It took a lot. I had PTSD when I left him. I was hiding and, you know, at where I was a waitress at the time. I became the worst waitress in the world. I literally ran to the table at the very last minute when it was obvious that they had been sitting there, had looked through the menu, decided what they wanted, put the menus down. I ran to the table, took the order, and then I ran in the back, and they didn't see me again until I dropped the food off, if I'm even the one who dropped it. And then I brought them the check, and that was it. Because there was windows all around, and he was stalking me, and he was outside, and I knew it. And
I see.
And even when he wasn't, he was in my head. You know what I mean? So it took a while for me to be okay with, you know, being me again, learning who I was, you know, because I met him, I was a kid, I was 17, and I left him, I was 26.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So it took me, my daughter my daughter can't imagine me being the person I was with him because she never met that woman. Thank God. And that was one of the, I mean, I had already decided I was leaving him when I was pregnant with my second child, but I had no way to do it. And then when I had my daughter, there was no way in the world I was going to continue to be in that relationship, you know, and have her grow up thinking that was okay. That's my worst nightmare, you know, and I hung in there. I thought my worst nightmare was my kids growing up without a father. You know, in a divorced household, because that's how I grew up. And I thought that was like, I didn't want to raise my kids without being in a family unit that was whole, you know?
Yeah.
And I didn't blame anybody for it. I just didn't want that for my kids. And, you know, you always want better for your children than you had for yourself.
Yep.
Is everybody okay in the chat, by the way? Because I haven't seen anybody say anything for a while, and I'm hoping they're listening and they're not, you know, that we're still live. That I didn't mess something else up. But yeah, so at that point, you know, that was why I hung in as long as I did. One of the reasons was because I didn't want, okay, she's right. I'm good. I'm listening. That's what Shannon said. Yeah. So, you know, it just was, it was a hard decision for me, and I kept hanging in there and giving more and more chances. And I've done that a lot in my life. That's the one thing I have to say. If I never walk away until there is nothing that can be fixed. Yeah. You know? Quiet. Thank you. Inside voice. Diana Ya says, it is interesting to listen. Great story. Thank you. You know, so it was what it was, sort of thing, you know. I got to the point we went to counseling, we tried everything. I did get him to go to counseling finally. that was only after I found out he was tapping my phone lines and listening to every phone call I had.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was when we went to counseling, and that didn't work.
Wow.
That resulted in him holding me prisoner in our house for about an hour until my son had to get the police for me.
Damn.
Yeah. So, but that was it. The first time the police were ever called in those 9 years. Not to say that was the first time they should have been called. It just was the first time, and I was done. I was not. And this is not how I'm raising my kids. So I left with $40, 3 children, 2 in diapers.
Wow.
And I made it work. You know.
I mean, yeah, you did. So that's the good thing. You made it work.
We all survived. We're all alive. You know, and for the most part, we made it through with our bumps and bruises, but we made it through. Exactly. You know, and of course, could I go back and change some things? Of course I could, but you know, what are you going to change? The past is the past, so you got to just look forward.
Exactly. Yep. Very true.
Go towards that positive future that's out there waiting for us.
Yes.
Justin Mello said, "Great music story, Kript Six."
Thank you, Justin.
He's a good kid. He's part of that musical collaboration we have going on.
Oh, nice.
I actually have to sing part 2 and probably do that today since I got my shower. Not that you guys can see me, but you know, since I got my shower and my makeup done, you know, it was the second one in 2 weeks. I got a shower and I'm proud of myself. I have a bench. I can sit, you know, it's just, it's a lot. I'm tired. So what does the future hold for Kript Six?
Oh man. Well, I have a few things planned. I hope to retire in 5 more years. Like, wow. That's my goal. So I'm hoping by 39, 40 years old, I will be officially 100% retired. Yes, I'll still have my business, but I won't have to be involved in it to where I have to be there on the daily. You know, another thing we want to do is we want
like a semi-retired sort of thing.
Yeah. We want to branch out to other cities as well. So if we can do that in a few cities here within Texas. I know we're also talking about maybe the Ohio area. You know, I don't know. We're just kind of spitballing right now, but my goal is in 5 years to be, you know, retired, you know, and just kind of just enjoying life and living life pretty much.
Gotcha.
I also want to, hopefully with the new music that I'm doing, release an album hopefully by the summer.
Wow.
Hopefully.
Boom, 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 huh?
Yeah, and just keep on with the painting, you know. I mean, the cool thing is I have my first, I guess, gallery type showing. I got contacted by somebody, if I was available November the 15th. They're having like a recovery. I can't remember the name of the event, but it's like recovery through art or something like that.
Nice.
And they asked me to be a part of it. And the first thing I said was, are you sure you have the right person?
Oh, honey.
It's funny because that's the first thing I told her. And they were like, why do you say that? I go, well, I've seen a few of the artists that you already have on here. You know, they're more modern. They're more abstract. You know, I'm not like that. I paint a little more, you know, I go, think of horror movie. Think of the skull. Think of this. Think of that. I go, that's more me. Oh, no, that's okay. We don't care. Like, you know, we want variety. I was like, all right, then I'm in. So
nice.
So that's my first, and if it goes well, I'm hoping to maybe focus a little more on that too for the future. More on the artistic side of it, the art, maybe a few galleries here and there.
That's
I don't know.
Big. That's
Hopefully.
big. That's really big.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, I'm excited. Again, my main goal is to retire in 5 years. Retire in 5 years and just kind of enjoy the rest of my time that I might have here, just to kind of travel or, you know, do things like that with my girlfriend. I know she's been hinting lately, Timey, like about the whole marriage thing. Like she's throwing those hints out there. So I'm kind of like, oh, what? No, you know, I kind of just changed the subject. So I'm still kind of.
Are you gun shy?
It's because I'm afraid that. I don't know. I mean, because everything is going so well. I mean, she's an amazing woman. You know, we got together.
Are you living together?
At the moment, no, we are not. You know, because her family is her parents, you know, they're your traditional, you know, Mexican type family where, okay, well, you're not living together until you're married. You're married and this and that. So they're very, very strict when it comes to those things. So, I know she's been wanting to ready for about a year, you know, oh, should get married or this or that. I'm like, yeah, you know, we'll see, you know, I guess my main thing is I just want to make sure. Well, no, you know, I can't even say that because I'm just lying to myself. I wanted to make sure I was at least very, very financially stable, but I'm okay. You know what I mean? So that's not an issue. I tend to keep using that as an excuse. So I don't know, maybe just nerves. I don't know. Or I'm just.
Well, let me ask you a question. Okay, two things. First, Erica says she's going to retire at age 150. I can't see Erica ever retiring because I can't see her slowing down enough to retire.
No.
The other thing, let me see. You know, Greg and I, that's my blurb's name, and I call him my blurb because if he's ever in any film, I will have to blurb out his face because he doesn't want to be on camera. So he's my blurb. We were together for 10 years before we got married. We just got married a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, there was a point, and we've had our issues. I'm not gonna lie. You know, we've had our goods, our bads, our ups, our downs. We've been through sickness. We've been through health. You know, I had breast cancer, and you know, I had double mastectomy, and I have the fibro, and we've been through. I've been poor. He hasn't, but I've been. So we've been through the poor and the not so poor. You know, I'm not saying we're not rich by any means, but we're okay. You know, we're doing okay.
Yeah.
And but he was very gun shy because of his first marriage.
Mm.
And I mean, he was gun shy just when we first met. I was the first person he was interested in asking out after his divorce was almost final, which takes time, as you know.
Yeah.
But by the time he met me, and I was the first person he was interested in asking out. I had been in a relationship that had just broken up like a month before.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really like my first time out to have a good time since we'd broken up. And I wanted nothing to do at all with any guy. I was like, I have had enough. I'm just going to be with myself. I don't need to be with a guy. You know, I don't need this anymore, you know. And he approached me and I was like, I almost told him I was a lesbian. I almost kissed my friend to get him to back off. Thank God I didn't, because that would have really freaked him out. He never would have asked another woman out ever. I didn't know his, you know. But there came a point where we were at a wedding and he said something to me like, you know, Hey, Skinny G, welcome to the pool.
Hello, Skinny G.
I'm having camera issues, so you can't see me. I'm sorry. But there was a point where we went to a wedding, and he said something to me like, you know, the more I think about it, the more I think that maybe, you know, someday we might get married. And my response, and I only said it, and it made me so mad later because I only said it because he had said that, because I would never have said a word because of my own past, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I was thinking sort of the same thing. And he's like, not right now. I'm like, no, not right now. Like both of us were like, not right now, but like, I don't know, maybe another year or so, you know? And then a few months passed by, or a few weeks actually, and a friend of mine jokingly said, so, you know, our wedding's coming up soon because they were getting married, and like we can make it a double wedding, save money, hint, hint, hint. And he got so mad. He thought that I put her up to it. And I'm like, I would never pressure you to marry me. If you don't want to marry me, don't marry me ever. Because I don't want to be married to somebody who doesn't want to marry me, you know? And his response was basically, well, you know, we talked about this when we first got together and we both said we didn't want to get married. So that's that. And I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that the first thing you ever said out of your mouth was going to predicate anything that ever came afterwards, because you told me something different not so long ago. And I got hung up on it for a little while because it bothered me that he had said it and then backed out of it. And I didn't understand why. And then I finally let it go. And I was like, you know what? Here's the thing. You've done such an amazing job. You have convinced me 100% you do not want to get married. So I will never marry you. Ever. And if you ever change your mind, I'm telling you now, you're going to have one hell of a time convincing me that you want to get married, because you did a really great job convincing me you don't. And it took him, we broke up at one point. There was problems and we broke up and we were apart for a month. And when we got back together, during that time, we ended up talking a lot, finally getting a lot out and talking about a lot of things and communicating the way we should have been communicating, but he's not so good at communicating. You know what I'm saying? And after that month, it took him another 6 months to convince me that he actually wanted to marry me.
Wow.
And then he proposed to me. And it was a year after that that we got married.
Wow.
And we've been through it all. So we know, at least in my mind, I'm like, we've been through it all. So we know that we'll be okay.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with marrying you. You know what I mean? Because I've been married twice before. I'm like, I'm not getting married to get divorced. And I'm not getting married to get screwed over again. So don't even think that that's going to happen. You know?
Yeah.
I got news for you. If you ever decide you don't want to be with me again, you're not just leaving me here. You know? I'm not being left with bills and being homeless again. I did that. I'm done doing that. I will never do that again. Okay. You know, so he understands that that's not going to happen, you know. Yeah. But yeah, it took it, because of everything that we'd been through, is what took us so long to decide to get married. Wow. You know. And so maybe it's your past that's holding you back.
I think so. I really think so.
Do you want to marry her?
I do. I personally do. I just think you're like my past, the way my previous marriage went. I think that's what I'm kind of like, well, what if it gets to that extent or this or that? But I know it won't, because she's the total opposite. You know, she's very positive. She's very supportive. You know,
Gotcha.
I mean, the reason why
you're afraid she's going to change.
Yeah, no, she won't.
Okay.
You know, again, because when she met me, again, the whole divorce. I mean, yeah, it already been like maybe about a year and a half, close to 2, that I was divorced, but I was still a mess. You know, I was a mess, and she saw through that. You know, and
she saw you.
Yeah, exactly. So. I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess I do. I'm just making up, you know, these stupid excuses, you know, not to.
You're gun shy.
Yeah.
You're gun shy. How long have you been together?
It's gonna be 4 years, 3.5, 4, somewhere around there.
Well, you know what? You have to know that it's right for you. And if you know you want to marry her, don't make the mistake though of, if you know you love her and you know you want to marry her, don't make the mistake of waiting too long either, because then you could lose her.
Exactly. No, that's true. That is very true.
And if she's anything like me, she'll never give you an ultimatum.
She won't. She won't.
Yeah. It's like I told him, I said, I'm never going to tell you you have to marry me or else, because his ex-wife did that to him. And I'm like, that was pretty stupid of her. Why would you want to marry somebody who doesn't want to marry you? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But like, I would never, I told him straight out, I said, you're going to have to convince me that you want to marry me. And even then, you're probably going to have to convince me some more. You know? And he did. He had to convince me, you know? And I was like, Now, when I realized that he did not want to marry me, I said, look, you've convinced me. And here's the thing. You have every right to not want to marry me. And I'm okay with that. Because now I don't want to marry you, because I don't want to marry somebody who doesn't want to marry me. So, first of all. Second of all, at this point right now, the question I have to decide for myself is, am I okay being just your girlfriend for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
And at that, I said at this time, I can say yes. If that ever changes, then I guess I'll just have to go. And he looked at me funny, and I'm like, well, what did you expect me to say? Like, I'm always going to be okay with that. I can't say that. But, you know, if it comes to that, I'm not going to ask you to marry me, because that's not what I want. I don't want you to marry me if you don't want to marry me.
Mm-hmm.
We each have our own choices every single day. We choose to be with each other, you know?
Yeah. No, yeah, you're right. 100%.
So that's the only advice I can give you, even though you didn't ask for it. Uh-oh. You froze for a second. There you go. You're back.
I'm back. Okay. If I ever do decide to marry her, pop the question. I'll let you guys know.
Yes, please do. Be sure to film it.
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm sure, you know, yeah, for sure. I'll get someone to record or hold the camera or something while I propose.
We did not have it filmed at all. As a matter of fact, he forgot to ask. He was so nervous he forgot to ask. First of all, he set the alarm off in the house because he forgot the code because he was so nervous. And then because he followed behind me instead of shutting off the alarm, because we went out to our anniversary dinner, and on the way home, I've heard of that. Erica says in Canada, if you live intimately with someone for a year, it's called common law marriage. It's like you're married anyway. Some states have that, but New Jersey, where we were living, did not. And he knew that for some reason, which was really weird. Mm-hmm. I was like, why would you know that? Like, I wouldn't have known that. Because he's like, and we'll never be common law married because they don't have that here. I'm like, okay. Is that why you live in New Jersey? It's just weird, dude. Like, if for me, it was really weird for him to say that to me. I'm like, okay, weirdo. But he was gun shy. He went through hell with his ex-wife. He did, you know, and I went through hell with my ex-husband. But I just learned that I can't live my life based. The more I let the counseling helped with that, you know. But the more I changed my behavior based on something that he may do or had done, the more power I was giving him still, even though I was not with him. And I had to learn to just make a decision for myself and not be concerned with what he might think or what his reaction might be, even if it involved him in some way, you know. I had to just not be I had to get past that fear. I had to face it and get past it, you know. Yeah. And it helped that I ended up working as a cocktail waitress in Atlantic City right afterwards because, you know, I'd been told I was ugly for a long time, or average. Average was even worse. I was average. If I didn't have those scars, then I would be beautiful. But I had the scars on my legs from mosquito bites, you know. Like everything was a backhanded compliment, and I was very average, and I never felt good enough. And I started as a teenager with him. So, you know, when you're a teenager, you feel that way to start with. And then it's reinforced for 9 years, you know. And then I get a job as a cocktail waitress, and every single day I'm being told how beautiful I am. And I was like, wow, he's a piece of shit. Use my language, but you know what I mean? Like all those years he had me convinced, and every day I've had all these people telling me how beautiful I am. It was exactly what I needed, really. It really was. Yeah. It was complex, let's put it that way. I was about to be evicted from where I lived because he wouldn't pay the rent, and his name was on the lease, but he wouldn't pay the rent because he wanted me to go back to him. So he was hoping I would be homeless and have to go back to him. And I found a place last minute all the way down in South Jersey that I actually lived there as a baby, and I didn't remember. I was only 2. And I didn't know where it was even. I just found it in the paper, went down, and they would rent to me, and it was a really nice place. And it was a winter rental, but hey, I'll figure out the summer when the summer comes, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And I didn't even, I asked my neighbor, I'm like, is there someplace to waitress around here? Because it seems sort of dead around here. He's like, are you kidding? And I'm like, no, why? He's like, you go over the bridge. I'm like, what bridge? He goes, the bridge that I'm the toll keeper at. It's around the corner. He goes, you go over the bridge. And you go down, you take a left, and you go down 2 towns, and you're in Atlantic City. I'm like, get out. He's like, no, I'm serious. I'm like, oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, I didn't get the best job. I didn't realize that, like, I've always been one of those people that if I committed to something, I would stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I said yes to a certain job. And then after saying yes to it, I got offered a job at, actually at Trump's Steakhouse. And that job I would have made a killing at, and I would have had really good money at, and I'd already said yes to the other. And because I was who I am, I was like, I can't back out of this now, even though I didn't start the job yet. I committed to it. So I have to go there, you know? And I went there and I made nothing.
Oh.
You would think a cocktail waitress makes a lot of money, but not at the Claridge Casino that's no longer in existence. The steakhouse is still there, by the way. The Claridge is long gone. It was knocked down years ago.
Oh, dang.
You know, and they bust people in from Bedford-Stuyvesant.
No way.
Oh yeah, so it helped me to learn how to be tough too, because you got
Sure,
people from Bedford-Stuyvesant there that are standing in your way, and they're not playing, and I can't serve you unless you're playing. And if I serve you a drink and you're not playing, it's on camera. I'm getting fired.
Yeah.
My kids aren't getting any food at all then. So when I had one lady stand up to me and get an attitude at me, I looked at her and I had a tray full of drinks and she went to grab it and I pulled it back and I said, if you don't want to wear this, you will move the fuck out of my way. Because if it's between feeding my children or giving you a drink, I'm feeding my kids.
Oh,
so
yeah.
move.
Yeah.
And I walked right past them and they let me through. And then Mama Cass was the security guard, a large African-American woman. Beautiful woman. I loved her so much. Oh my God. She comes across the floor and she goes, everything okay here? And I'm like, I got it. She goes, yeah, I know you do. It was awesome. I was very proud of that moment. Uh-oh. Hey. Cortana's trying to listen in.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why she does that. She picks up on me sometimes. Oh, wow. We have been on for an hour and 15 minutes.
Wow, already? That went fast.
That went crazy fast. You are an amazing guest, by the way. I want to thank you. Does anybody have any questions for him before I let him go?
Questions, anything, ask.
Ask away. I know they've been listening very intently.
That is cool. It was fun, though. Thank you for having me on here with you.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much. I hate that I couldn't see you like face to face, but
it's all good.
I'm glad, very glad you came, and I really am. I appreciate it so much, and I knew. I'm like, oh, I have to get Kript Six. And I at this point, I'm booked all the way to January.
Wow.
Yeah, I do not have one. I have one available chat in December. And that's it right now.
Wow, that's awesome though.
Yeah, cool. It is. I'm like, yes. And I have a calendar to keep track of so I don't forget things. Because I started out and I asked people and people were saying yes, but I'm like, oh, wait, I don't have anything to put you down on. Hang on. And then they got lost in the Twitter feed. And I'm like, uh-oh. I don't know who said yes anymore. Oh, no. I have to put it out there. Please tell me again and email me because I won't lose it then. And then I can put it right on the calendar. You know what I mean? And I don't try to schedule more than 2 or 3 at a time because I will forget. Simply Shannon Miller would like to know, when can we expect another poem?
Oh, you know what? Soon, maybe within about a few days.
A few days?
Yeah, because I have I have a few like on the computer, you know, that I've started on making into a video, but I just kind of stopped.
Okay.
But you know what? I mean, I'll throw one out there. So you know,
Okay.
a couple of days, you know, by the weekend for sure. Maybe by like
You know, it's Thursday, right?
yes,
Okay.
that's what I was thinking right now. I was like, so if not Friday night, by Saturday afternoonish, it'll be out.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
We will all keep our eyes open for that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the next question that we have is Erica would like to know boxers or briefs?
Ooh. Well, it depends now, Erica.
Oh,
Let's see.
boy.
Uh, during the summertime here, boxers, you know, get that extra little wind in there because it's so hot. And then, well, boxer briefs, you know, like during the winter time.
I had a feeling you were going there.
Yep.
It's not often you hear briefs alone anymore.
Yeah,
You know?
no, I mean, no, I know, man. I think I
The
feel
comfort
weird if I
level
put
just
on.
isn't there, is it? Any other questions, ladies and gentlemen? Now is your chance to ask the fantastic, MerMazing, Kript Six, whatever questions you may have.
Mm,
Uh-huh.
mm,
Erica says, ha 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 ha, nice.
Erica.
Is that about how it sounded?
Yeah. Where? Oh, I put it over there. Yep.
Now, how is little Kript doing?
Oh, he's doing good. He's doing good. School's good. Well, he actually got in a fight, I think, a couple of
Oh,
weeks ago.
no.
Yeah, someone was bullying him hardcore, and of course, he would tell the teachers, principal, no one did anything.
That for himself.
So I kind of told him, like, you know what, if you keep telling your teachers, but if he lays a finger on you first, then I was like, you need to defend yourself. And sure enough, he was going up the stairs, actually, and the kid pushed him. He tried pushing him down the stairs.
Oh, my God.
And he caught himself on the railing, and he punched the kid like in the shoulder, and the kid fell. And then the kid tried kicking him while he was on the floor. But my son just kind of like grabbed him. He didn't hit him after that. He just told him, he's like, I can really hurt you. So you need to leave me alone or this is going to get worse. And then, you know, the same thing happened. Security went. He got sent home. But luckily there was cameras there. So they saw everything.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so he was fine. They went back to school the next day. The other kid got suspended. But
good.
You know, but aside from that little, you know, incident that he had, which he handled it well, I feel like he handled it well.
Yes,
and he's been good though. He's, you know, because of school, he hasn't really been here as much. He'll be here sometimes, but homework and whatnot. But he's like, we need to start recording stuff. I go, you mean me spending money? Because that's when you want to record. That's what it requires.
That's right. Because you guys go to the comic shops, right?
Yeah, we do. And it's funny because I can never buy anything for myself. But I'm like, oh, I like this item. I'm gonna get this for me. But he's like, Dad, I don't think you should get that.
And you fall for it every time.
Yeah, and I do. I'm like, oh, you're right. I'll put this down. And he'll be like, and I'm like, what do we get now? Oh, I found this is even better. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, we'll get that. Then when I'm driving home, I'm like, why did I do that?
You know it too, because you have been saying this since I met you.
Exactly, and I'm still falling for the same
and you still
crap.
fall for it.
I'm still falling for it, and I always tell him, I go, whenever we go, I'm like, today I'm gonna at least get one item for myself. He's like, oh, okay, sure. And I never do. Never do.
My uncle did the thing where you point at your chest. What's this? And every time I would fall for it. So even as an adult, I fell for it. I'm like, how am I falling for this still? He's been doing it since I was a child. You know, I miss it. I miss him. I miss him a lot. But, you know, it's one of the things that you look back on and you're like, he did it and it never bothered me, you know, but I always felt it wasn't even like I fake fell for it. I really fell for it every time. I don't understand that. It was like sometimes you get linked in those patterns, you know, but they're fun patterns like that, you know, they're okay. They're good memory patterns.
True.
Oh, my son had a similar problem with the bullying. But only problem was there was no picture, no cameras. And the school was not that supportive. I've told this story before, but I like telling this story. I'll tell it quickly. the principal, the school had a lot of bikers. Okay, the town. Now, I was a bartender, and the bikers never bothered me. They always respected me. This is my bar. You do not fight in my bar. You do not, you don't do these things. These are the rules of the bar. If you do these things, you are cut off and you will leave. And if you don't like it, I'm telling you, you're going to leave. It's not a choice here. And I would use my mom voice, and they would listen. I'm not kidding. They'd be like, "Oh, she's got a mom voice on. Look out!" Every time they knew. And that's all it took. They weren't like these big bad biker gangs. You know what I mean? Yeah. They were a couple of them that were in a couple pretty bad biker gangs, I guess. But like, it didn't matter because they had respect if you respected them. Well, the principal was afraid of them all.
Oh.
So these kids, my son had a hair trigger, reaction because of my ex-husband. And they would walk up and they would elbow him so nobody would see it. And my son would be loud and boisterous and, "What are you doing?" And he would get in trouble. Now they're hitting him and he's getting in trouble because they said he hit them, which wasn't the case. Yeah. But he was the loud one. So they kept like calling him in. He gave him detention, suspended him one time. And that was my last straw, because I had said to him, if somebody's bugging you, you go to the teacher. The teacher wasn't working. I said, if somebody's bugging you, I want you to ask your teacher to go to the principal. I want you to tell the principal what's going on. Don't interact with the person. Just walk away. Tell the principal. He listened to me, which, that in and of itself can be a miracle at times. He listened to me and he did as he was told, and he went to the principal. I get a phone call. I have to leave work. I have to go to the school. I'm at the school and the principal is telling me what happened after my son tells me. And he says to me, well, the other kid said he hit him first. So I'm like, the other kid is 2 years older than him and 2 feet taller than him.
Wow.
My son did not pick this fight. Why would he come to you and report it if he picked this fight? The kid hit him. He walked away, went to his classroom like he was supposed to, because he was bringing the attendance to the office. He went back to his classroom like he was supposed to, said, I need to go back to the principal, please. They let him come back. He told you what happened, and you're going to suspend him? I want you to hear this loud and clear. And I looked at my son, and I looked at the principal. I said, you're listening, right? And he goes, yeah. I said, if anybody lays a fucking hands on you again, you have my permission to beat the living shit out of them. Because if you're going to get suspended, you may as well have a reason for getting suspended.
Exactly.
They had a no tolerance policy. You lay a hand, anyone puts a hand on anybody, both parties get punished, supposedly. Supposedly. But meanwhile, the kid got detention and my son was being suspended.
Yeah, that's
And then I looked at him and he goes, oh, well, we'll keep a better eye on him. I said, no, you're missing the point. Keep an eye on that group of kids that keep picking on him, and this won't happen anymore because you'll see them picking on him. Oh, okay, yeah. We'll do that. I said, oh, and here's one more thing. If this happens again, I will come down here and I will beat the living shit out of you. And he goes, what? And I said, you heard me, because I know what your problem is. You're afraid of them. You need to be more afraid of me than you are of them, because trust me, I'm a lot tougher than they are. I'm their bartender. Do you understand me? And he goes, yes, ma'am, I understand. You know my son didn't get in trouble at all the next 2 years in that school.
Wow.
Nobody bothered him again because they kept an eye on the other kids.
Yeah.
And sure, they stopped it before it happened. That's all they needed to do, because the principal was afraid I was going to beat him up. I wasn't going to beat him up. I just made it sound like I was going to beat him up. Yeah. I just made it sound like I was tougher than the bikers.
That is awesome, though.
Yeah. So yeah, your son did exactly the right thing, and so did you, because you tried the other way. And when they don't listen and they're not getting the support they need from the school, you have to do something. You can't keep beating up on you. It doesn't work unless you stand there and take it and don't do anything at all, and they think you're crazy, and it just happens to work out that way. Because that happened to me. The first time I went to my new school when I was in high school, it was a really tough school. It's actually, you probably have heard of it because they now have MI6 there. Brentwood, Long Island.
Oh, yes.
That's where I went to high school.
Holy, really? Wow.
Yeah, 10th grade up. And it wasn't like it is now, but there was a lot of fighting. And a lot of fighting. A kid got thrown into the trophy case at school and got cut up because it broke up. They was fighting on a very regular basis. One of my best friends was always getting into fights because this one girl just was always fighting with her. And every time. I was a pacifist. I was a complete pacifist. I was like, I believe in Gandhi. Gandhi was my hero. And here this girl tells me I called her a beautiful, intelligent woman in total control of herself. And I'm like, I don't know you. Like, I just moved here. Well, my friend said that. So you saying my friend's a liar? Like, she set me up. It was a whole setup, and here I am thinking I can think my way out of it. And I'm like, well, no, I don't know if you are one. I don't know who you are. So how could I call you one? And she's like, excuse me. She's like, you don't know if I am one. I'm like, well, I don't know you. Like she did. There was no intelligence behind it. It was just a matter of trying to pick a fight with the new girl. Yeah. And they took my glasses away from me. And I said, I'm not fighting you. There's no reason to. I didn't call you that. And she hit me. And I went and hit her back. And she's like, I hit you now. You have a reason. I'm like, no, I don't. You want to fight for no reason. There's no reason for me to fight you. I will not fight you. And she beat me up pretty bad. and then they gave me back my glasses and they left. And they were like, that girl's crazy. They never touched me again. Really? I wasn't any fun to fight. I was no fun to fight because I wouldn't fight back. And they wanted the fight. They didn't want to beat somebody up. They wanted to fight. Yeah. And I didn't give it to them. So nobody bothered me really ever again, except for one other person, but that's a different story. That was a personal story. Somebody convinced my best friend that I wanted her boyfriend. Ironically, I wanted her boyfriend's best friend, and she knew that. So I don't know why she would ever think that, but she let a gang of girls in to beat me up. And the neighbors stopped that one. Thank God. The neighbors saw and they stopped that one because my mom was working. But that's it. Those are my fight stories. I was never a fighter, but don't tell anybody that, okay? Because I got an image to protect. Everyone thinks I'm crazy. All right. Well, I don't see any more questions. I hope you guys had a good time. Thank you so much for coming. I enjoyed the conversation very, very much. It's always a pleasure to have you here.
Oh, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. It was awesome.
If you ever want, I have a jam session that is once a month. I think it's next week, if I'm not mistaken. It's on the calendar. You're welcome to come and play. We're still sorting out some of the issues. So what we're doing is we're taking turns.
Oh, okay.
So basically each person takes a turn and sings or plays or whatever they do. And we might try, but last time it was a little difficult with the delay between people. You know what I mean? Okay. The lag, everybody has different lags. So it doesn't quite line up right when you're trying to sing together. It doesn't really go so great. So, but it worked out. It worked out anyway. We had a nice time. So you're welcome to join us if you'd like to. That would be next week.
Cool.
We might have, I'm not sure if Andrew's going to make it this time, but I'm hoping Andrew from Pusha Studios might come by. And Jay Lippman might come by also.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get all the guests that come and talk. I'd love to have them come and join us on the jam session just for a little bit to have some fun.
Awesome. That sounds like a plan. That sounds cool.
Very cool. And usually it ended up running like 2.5 hours last time. So it definitely runs longer than our chat, even though our chat's lasting longer than it usually does. But that's a good thing because we had a blast. And I love your craziness too, Erica. Thank you very much, Justin. Justin said, awesome show. And Simply Shannon Miller said, everyone stay MerMazing. Thank you so much, guys, for coming. Thank you for being here, Kript. You rock.
Thank you. And thank you, everybody, for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you, TW.
You're very welcome. Thank you. You are MerMazing yourself. And you rock on, everybody. Rock on, my wild ones. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.